Good morning Kenya, this is Kenya News Alert Morning Tea Show. Karibu sana. I'm your host House of Zulfa. Leo ni tarehe 12 ya mwezi wa pili mwaka wa 2025. Let my co-host introduce themselves.
Yes. Good morning everyone. This is Felix Andrew and I welcome you to our show, Morning Tea Show. And by the way, thank you for joining us. Zulfa.
Yeah.
Yes, how was your night?
Hey, my night, let me tell you. Jana nilienda nikazima. I just slept. I slept. So I slept. I came to wake up and I don't know. Whatever I was telling you I'm gonna go, I didn't go at. I just went to sleep. So how? Okay, I'm gonna ask you in a few. But before then, I ask you how was your night. Let us go through Taifa Leo. Of which, but before we go to that, it is one day. Is it one day? Yes, one day to Valentine's. And I've said, and my dear viewers, Felix is still Felix is still not having someone. But we shall pray for him. Tumeamua kumwombea leo, tunawasha candles, tunamwombea Felix. So kwenye taifa leo kuna hisia mseto, Maraga akionekana kuchangamkia siasa, and this mwanamfalme Rahim Aga Khan atawazwa kuongoza Shia Ismaili ulimwenguni. We still have royalty in the world, yeah? In a moment. And familia yarejesha wanasiasa mchango waliotoa mazishini. Okay? So, my dear co-host, how was your night?
It was fantastic. Niliota Senate wakilumbana.
But it did happen. It did happen. So that was just your brain replay event.
Yeah, nilimwona Sifuna kwa ndoto wakijaribu kuletana mbio na watu wengine.
Uliona Sifuna kwa ndoto?
Sasa tunafaa kusema Sifuna ndio the leader of
what?
Leader of majority ama minority?
Bado hawajakubaliana pale.
Haujamini like bado Azimio ilikuwa party moja.
Wacha wafanye drama. You know, nilikuwa naangalia kitu kama drama mimi. Wacha wafanye drama kwanza mpaka wakubaliane, because they are like, it is us, it is you, it is us, it is you. Oh, it's a lot of drama. So do you know David Maraga?
Yeah, namjua.
Yes. One of the proud kisses, sindio?
Yes.
So jaji mkuu mstaafu David Maraga ambaye tangu aondoke afisini mwaka wa 2021 amekuwa mtulivu. Ameonyesha dalili za kujitosa siasani kutokana na jumbe zake kwenye mitandao ya kijamii na mikutano ya hadhara inayofanya na makundi mbalimbali ya wananchi. I told you the other day uko ni dismiss. Nilikwambia Maraga anataka kuwa preso apparently. Do you think he would win ata?
Like confirm fully.
Yeah, so scare. Either baadhi ya Kenya kati mitandao ya kijamii pia wamekuwa wakimhimiza kujitosa katika kinyang'anyiro cha urais mwaka wa 2027. Sawa? Ikumbuke kabla ya Disemba mwaka jana Maraga alikuwa ametuma jumbe mara 13 pekee katika mtandao wa kijamii wa X tangu alipostaafu. Sawa? So all those years he hasn't even been posting on X until recently. Kimsingi jumbe hizo zililenga kuhimiza habari feki na kutoa risala za rambirambi kufuatia vifo vya viongozi kadhaa mashauri, wakiwemo rais wa zamani Mwai Kibaki aliyekuwa mkuu wa majeshi nchini Francis Ogola. Is Ogola Mkisi?
Ogola? No.
Okay. Lakini kati ya Disemba 2023 na sasa Bwana Maraga ametuma jumbe mtandaoni mara 9 karibu sawa na aliofanya ndani ya miaka 4 iliyopita. Jaji huyo mkuu wa zamani alirejea kwa kishindo kupitia ujumbe wake wa mwaka mpya ambao pia ulishambulia serikali ya Rais William Ruto kufuatia ongezeko la visa vya Wakenya kutekwa nyara kwa namna ya kutatanisha. Ujumbe huo umesomwa na zaidi ya watu 30,000 mwezi mmoja baada mnamo Januari 31 last year. Maraga alitoa taarifa nyingine akilaani utekaji nyara na mauaji kiolelaolela. Tukimnukuu Bwana Maraga anasema, hatuwezi kukimia, maovu haya yanasaliti mstakabali wa taifa letu na hadhi ya katiba yetu, uongozi ambao unaruhusu mauaji na ukiukaji wa hali za kibinadamu unahatarisha uhalali wake. Tangu wakati huo, taarifa hiyo imefuatiliwa na zaidi ya watu 390,000 people. Sawa?
Watu 300?
Watu 1390. 390. Yeah. Kando na kwenye mitandao ya kijamii, Bwana Maraga pia ameonekana hadharani akifanya mikutano ya mashauriano na watu wa matabaka kadhaa. Sawa? So basically he wants to vie for that thing, and some people are like, you could vie for that thing. So unadhani hawa say wanamdanganya ama you could vie for that thing?
Maraga wacha atulie.
Atustaafu
Maraga wacha atulie.
Yeah.
Kwa sababu wakati alistaafu kutoka huko, ni alistaafu ama ni alimpichiwa? Alistaafu. Sasa hiyo miaka ya ustaafu wacha kwanza aitulize nyumbani. Tunajua wazee wanakuanga na maarifa mazuri, wanakuanga na lakini sasa unajua nguvu za kufanya kazi yani. Ni afadhali wakaange tu hapo nje waelekeze wenye wako ndani ya chenye wanafaa kufanya
Yes.
Na kuwapatia muongozo mzuri yani, na kuwapatia ile advice that can lead those people to work well. But them as old people, let them just take their time and maybe have a rest outside there. Maraga kuingia kwa ofisi saa hii tena kuwa president, yes, anaweza perform vizuri, sisi hatukatai, lakini nguvu za kufanya kazi sasa sisi hatutaki wazee. Unaona? Wazee at some points wanaweza kuwa wanadanganywa na watu wenye wanawafanyia kazi kwa sababu maybe uzee umewashika kidogo, unaona?
Ama bora home.
So sahi tunataka watu wenye wako tunataka watu wenye wako na nguvu ya kukimbia hapa bila kuchoka. Ara kama some of them are trying to patronize, that will never mean that he is a very good leader, by the way. Let me tell you the truth. When you Maraga can make a very good president. Do you remember the time of that case whereby Raila Odinga could submit a case in the Supreme Court complain like ni amenyang'anywa kura na kina Uhuru na Ruto president? Do you remember how the guy judged that case? He really used a high level of integrity. He never lied to any side, but he decided to show Kenyans that he is independent, to not judge anybody wrongly. I remember there was a case whereby he found a lot of money in his account. He questioned people, I have not worked for anybody. I have not received any present from anybody. How are you going maybe to grant me some money that I'm not even aware of? Akakataa, akasema tafadhali hizo pesa zitolewe kwa account yangu. Zilikuwa mingi Zulfa. Zilikuwa mingi. In fact,
the Chief Justice should there's one thing, ni integrity. Integrity is the number one thing, quality we need from a Chief Justice, and that is a judicial, sindio? Wanafaa kuwa independent. Isipokuwa saa hii kidogo na tumeanza kuona is like the executive wants to own the three arms, sindio? zote zikuwe za wazi and executive, but the judiciary inafaa kuwa independent.
Everybody there should be independent.
Even legislature, executive, they should be independent, but right now we are seeing different things. Sindio? Yeah. To other news in a moment. Actually, I think that is all the news. So hiyo nyingine ni watu wa Saudia. So and how some prince from there wants to lead something. So jana kumekuwa na National Assembly, bado at the same time kumekuwa na inaitwaje? Kumekuwa na Senate, si ndio? What can you say about all this?
I saw there was a very big and intense issue whereby there was a very, very, very strong conversation over the same. Lakini Zulfa, unajua kitu ya kwanza mimi sioni kitu kikubwa ambacho wao watu wanasumbuania, kwa sababu wanachojaribu kuzingatia ni kitu ambacho kinaonekana. Na truly sidhani kama they are supposed to spend a lot of time discussing over that issue, because it is something which is totally it is totally, I don't know how I can say, but it is not something that people are supposed to waste the time discussing. Yeah, because it is something which is already seen.
Yeah, and as grown-ups, you should just go mkae chini, hata si lazima mkae chini mwanze kuargue mchukue all our time like discussing that thing. You should just go and be like, ni nyinyi mko hapa wengi, done. Ama it's easiest to say wangapi wako kwenye Azimio ni hawa, wangapi ni wa UDA and all that, and it is done. Si kushindia tukishindia the same issue.
Let me ask you. We are led by the government which is Kenya Kwanza coalition, yes? Kenya Kwanza was made by by more than 2 parties. Mudavadi party. Wetangula kona party.
Weta? So whether si wa UDA? Akona party yake?
Akona party? I don't know. In short, kuna party mbili hapo zenye tunaweza kuwa tunajua, zenye kila mtu anajua, ya Wetangula na Mudavadi. Azimio la Umoja was made also by more than 2 parties, you know. So these were 2 coalitions which were in competition in general election, you know. They have come to a point whereby they are discussing over an issue which is totally transparent and everybody is seen. How many Kenya Kwanza member of parliament do we have in the country? How many Kenya Kwanza members we have in the Senate? How many Kenya Kwanza, how many Azimio la Umoja members do we have in the National Assembly, also in the Senate? Why are they taking a lot of time maybe discussing that issue, and yet they really have they have got the statistics of those people, of those members of the members in those houses?
Yes.
Unajua, I saw yesterday there were some of the comments that could be raised by other members of the both houses. Some of the comments were similar. The same questions which were almost asked in the National Assembly was almost the same questions that could be asked in the Senate. You know,
yeah.
You know.
And there's this woman, Jana Lillian Ogora. She was like, "We are wasting time. Why are we even here? why are we discussing all this at the same time? Sindio? And we had Sifuna, Onyonka, and many other people speak. And that's why I would ask Mr. Producer.
Yes.
So that people can really... We just talked about the National Assembly. And right now, we'd like to talk about the Senate and the things that the issues that they brought there. So...
as we look forward to that video, I also need to remind you something.
Yes.
You know, right now we are not interested about the tension between the two coalitions. We are totally interested with what they are supposed to deliver to the society, you know. That's why I'll ever support that member of parliament. Umesema anaitwa nani?
Lillian.
Yes. That lady was very, very, very much concerned with the fact we are here wasting time. You really know that this issue you are trying to discuss about it is something that is already known. It is only you to take time and amend those things to start working. Stop wasting time. Anyway, let's go straight to the video.
This new team is taking office at a time when, after the deliberations that we had in Naivasha, we have a constitutional amendment bill that has been proposed by the National Assembly that is undergoing pre-publication scrutiny, and at the time that we also have a bill as a Senate that was approved by senators in Naivasha. Mr. Speaker, if there is a time that we as senators need to demonstrate courage and show leadership, the time is now. And reading the names of the members who have been proposed, I have no doubt, Mr. Speaker, that these are men and women who have demonstrated their courage before this House, and they will be able to guide the business that should come to this House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let's also, as a Senate, be conscious that we are not here to be spanner boys of National Assembly. We also have our own legislative agenda as a Senate. Because I was privileged. I was invited to sit in Naivasha for 3 days when National Assembly was undertaking their retreat. And Mr. Speaker, every agenda that was put on the table was to push the agenda of National Assembly. So let us also bear in mind that we are here to push the legislative agenda of the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, some of the judgments that we get from our courts are supposed to guide us, Majority Leader. Some of these judgments are supposed to remind us that we should be men and women of honor. When I raise this issue here in this afternoon, I'm not questioning the fact that the Kenya Kwanza coalition is the majority. But there are some decisions that we have made that go against the judgment that came from the High Court. I know, as a fact, that when we came here, UDA had 22 senators, then there was one from Ford Kenya and one from DP. That gave you 24. If you add the 8 that were nominated, you are 34. You are majority. But there are some things you have done which are very unprocedural, including the name that you have put before us this afternoon, which goes against the judgment that was issued by the court last week. You have given the name of Ali Roba as coming from the majority side, Mr. Speaker. You know, Speaker, no. You know, Mr. Speaker, these House as members who are called honorable. When you are an honorable member, You're an honorable member, you are supposed to be honorable. Like I appreciate this afternoon that the will of the people. If you read the judgment is telling us that once you finish an election, you must respect the will of the people. That's what the judgment is saying, Mr. Speaker. And when we concluded the elections, UDA was not in the majority side. I mean, what is so difficult about that? You know, Mr. Speaker, if you tell Kenyans that you don't want to respect court orders, one day it will come to bite you. Listen to us. I know you have 24. You are the majority. We don't refute. But which side was UDA? UDA was not on that side of the coalition. UDM. That's the point we are saying, Mr. Speaker. You have brought a name here this afternoon from the majority side, and you have included, in fact, two. So if you can't accept some of the best, at times the High Court gives you an easy way out. You should respect court orders. We have even the president of this republic is in office because we respected a court order, majority leader. No, it doesn't matter. Mr. Speaker, at times, the country should be bigger than us individuals. A country should be bigger than us individuals. Because when a High Court has made a decision, Mr. Speaker, they make decisions and we respect. Oftentimes, we express our views as lawyers that we may not agree, but we respect. So we expect, Mr. Speaker, the government of the day to also respect court orders. Otherwise, we'll degenerate into anarchy. If you are a student of history, Mr. Speaker, you know that countries that have fallen, it's because they first began by disobeying court orders and not having what lawyers will call a state of rule of law, Mr. Speaker. So in this afternoon, how do you bring these names for the Senate to approve them when the High Court has given direction that the will of the people is determined at the end of an election, not what you do after the people have expressed their will, Mr. Speaker.
Senator
So,
Oroba,
Mr. Speaker,
just a minute, Senator Okongo Mugeni. What is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, I stand on a point of order on factual information, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our commissioner and my senior from Kisii County is actually alluding that UDM from Nyamira, Gusii region, Nyamira County. Mr. Speaker, Senator Omogani is alluding that there is actually no coalition agreement between UDM and UDA. Mr. Speaker, allow me, and he has said that repeatedly, that it is the will of the people, Mr. Speaker. As I sit here in my designated position today, Mr. Speaker, I have even witnessed and heard from the other side of the Senate, Mr. Speaker of Chambers, the UDM representatives actually confirming that they do have an agreement with UDA, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, you know, the public is listening to us. And what Senator Mogeni is trying to say, my point of order is that the information he is giving about the relationship, whether a coalition or other, is between UDM and UDA, Mr. Speaker, is not factual, Mr. Speaker. And that is what I would like for him to clarify and correct, because from where I stand, and I am a member of UDA, with information that we have a coalition agreement between UDM and UDA, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, then that should be clarified so that it does not come out that we are forcing issues, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, you also talked about the will of the people, Mr. Speaker. Everyone who is sitting in these chambers, Mr. Speaker, is representing their people. And every single day we come here to articulate on issues, we are articulating on issues on behalf of the people. So to say that the coalition agreement is not the will of the people, Mr. Speaker, is actually non-factual, Mr. Speaker. And I would like for Senator Mogeni, with all respect, because as I've said, he's my senior from Gusii region and our commissioner, and I look up to him, Mr. Speaker, I would ask him kindly to withdraw that non-factual statement and apologize.
Senator Mogeni, your junior senator from Gusii region has requested kindly for clarification.
You know, at times I struggle.
Because she's learning a lot from you. Maybe you can.
I've
I've
really
go ahead and do that.
I've really struggled to understand what is the point of order. There's no point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mugeni,
There's no point of order in that, Mr. Speaker. And okay. So, Mr. Speaker, in demonstrating that we remain the upper house, and for the benefit
so that,
of
you don't
senators,
dismiss the senator who just requested for clarification. If I heard she requested for a clarification whether UDA has a coalition agreement with UDM or Kenya Kwanza has a coalition with agreement with UDM.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, just like what I did to Senator Cherargei, and luckily they are sitting together, I've also taken the liberty of forwarding the High Court judgment in petition 202 of 2023 to Senator Oroba. She can read it, digest it, but I also undertake to the House, Mr. Speaker, that as a responsible leader from the Omogusi Nation, when I sit down, I'll sit next to her, I explain to her slowly the import of the High Court decision, so that when she speaks next time, she will speak from a point of information.
On the senators. Senator Veronica Maina.
Mr. Speaker, I have listened to the submissions being done by my very senior, respected colleague, Senator Omugeni, and I assume he does not have certain information which would have been crucial to him before submitting on that question or on that point of order. I would wish to inform Senator Omugeni that UDM has signed a coalition agreement with UDA. And I am, wait, I finish. Senator Sifuna, wait, I finish my submission.
Senators.
Honorable Speaker,
senators.
I am not speaking as an ordinary senator in this House. I speak now as a witness to that agreement, to which agreement I have myself signed, witness, and being a party. Honorable Speaker,
Senator Veronica.
Honorable Speaker, as SG #1 in the Republic of Kenya, who signed all the certificates for the senators from the UDA here, and for the president and the deputy.
Senator Veronica Maina.
Honorable Speaker, I want to inform, Honorable Speaker, I want to inform Honorable Speaker, for the benefit of all the senators, that I speak as a witness. I have evidence. My statement is equivalent to evidence that can be tabled anywhere, before any session, before any plenary.
All the senators,
and I hope that rests the matter.
Senator Okech. Senator Veronica, one thing that I did not ask you, because you started talking and I was trying to catch your eyes also, is whether Senator Kongo Mugeni was interested to be informed, because that bit I bypassed, but all the Senator Mugeni.
So again, Mr. Speaker, I'm very lucky this afternoon that I'm dealing with learned friends and lawyers. Now, for the benefit of Senator Veronica Maina, who I am sure has not taken time to read and digest this judgment, the court says, Mr. Speaker, I want to see if I have a number so that I can also send it to her. And I'll also, Mr. Speaker, I also want to take time to read the judgment for her and also tell her that in this pronouncement, the court has said, Mr. Speaker, the court has said in this judgment that none of the coalition agreements were forwarded before court. So just in case she did not understand the law at that time, just in case she filed the agreement with a different office, Mr. Speaker, If she filed the agreement with a different office, it could be, I'm willing to be informed by Senator of Nairobi. I'm willing to be
No
informed.
powers to ask him that.
He has asked me that
It is me to ask whether you
I'm willing to be informed by Senator Sifuna. Yes, inform me. I'm willing.
Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I wanted to inform Senator Omogeni that in fact the line of argument you have taken is extremely critical, and especially when that information is coming from officials or former officials of UDA. They have made the habit of claiming existence of agreements, including agreements between ODM and UDA, which do not exist. So if she must say that there is an agreement between UDM and UDA, she must table that agreement here. Do not accept her to mislead you.
Senator Mugeni, can you conclude kindly? These two.
So,
just finish.
Mr.
Senator
Speaker,
Mugeni, conclude.
protect me.
Yes.
Protect
Proceed and conclude your contribution.
Mr. Speaker, protect me. So in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the point that I've raised this afternoon, it's so important, Mr. Speaker, that before we even proceed, Mr. Speaker, you should make a communication that clarifies some of these issues, Mr. Speaker. Because as a house that prides itself as being the upper house, Mr. Speaker, we should be seen to be the ones leading as the National Assembly follows. And Mr. Speaker, I will wish next time Senator Maina speaks, she also understands our standing orders, that if you make an allegation that you are supporting with something that you say was signed and witnessed somewhere, you table it, Mr. Speaker. There is a difference, Mr. Speaker, between signing a coalition agreement in State House and leaving a copy there, and between signing a coalition agreement and you deposit with the registrar of political parties, Mr. Speaker. There is a big difference. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a reminder to all of us, including parties, that if you appoint Senator Veronica Maina as your SG, she should also guide you on what the law is and how to interpret and apply the law.
You are really attracting this point of orders because you are mentioning names and deferring to a member.
Mr. Speaker, you see the problem? When they rise...
Yes, Senator Veronica, what is your point of order?
She can't speak twice on a point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Twice on a point
I
of order.
raise understanding order 105. Mr. Speaker, I raise understanding order 105. Is the honorable senator entitled, and is he correct to assume and even allude that I did not understand the laws or did not understand, Mr. Speaker, the background within which such agreements and memorandum of understandings are signed? Mr. Speaker, it is public knowledge that all those memorandums are now registered with the Registrar of Political Parties. They are deposited there. Is it in order, Mr. Speaker, for the senior counsel to fail to even get copies, and he's a senior counsel, to fail to even secure copies?
Thank you, Senator Veronica.
Mr. Speaker, and then assume that I'm not aware of the facts that are stated
thank you.
in those agreements which I'm a party.
Next is Senator Sekirenku.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me also take this opportunity to support the list of the committee of SBC, and I really want to thank the House Business Committee and the leadership of the House for even considering one of my members in the Trade Committee, Honorable Asige, who is a very competent member in my committee, and I want to congratulate her for being added in that list of SBC. Honorable Speaker, I also want to take this opportunity to talk about
Okay. So mwasikiza Senator Omugeni, Senator Veronica, whatever they were saying. Sawa. Mmoja anasema kwamba UDA na UDM azifanya coalition, mwingine anasema anajua. What is up with all that though, Felix?
You know, Zulfa, according to my knowledge, we have got political parties a body which deals with registration of political parties and other things that I don't know maybe. If you have any information that can show that you have got an agreement which was submitted to that to that body, then it really confirms you that you have an agreement with your colleague political, with your fellow political, with the other political party, I mean, you know. So hata wakijaribu kusema ati they are in one what and even that body register of political parties, they don't have documents that can show that they made an agreement. Itabaki kuwa hivyo. Unajua kuna mmoja mwenye amesema hapo you really like saying that you have done and what you always do is that you have done and you have done is not what you have done. Ulisikia hiyo statement ya Sifuna?
Yeah, yes.
Mumezoea kusema mumefanya na truly in the real sense hamjafanya nini?
Chochote.
Hamjafanya chochote. So na mwingine akasema hata iwe like ni muli agree mkaacha hizo vitu status status, it will never be the point because status political registration body yenye inahusiana na hizo vitu. Una get? So I think hapa ni kucook, maybe these people are trying to cook.
Pale kuna comment ya MATIANG'I anasema very hot, UDA is leading this nation blindly. Now can every law be interpreted for the senators? In fact, we will even producer atapanga hizo ma videos tuangalia Sifuna, tuangalia Mr. Onyonka, tuangalia what they say, because ama naona wanatuchezea game, Felix. Like amwezi kuwa mko the same place na mjui what is happening. Ama because when you look at kama Omugeni anasema kwamba yeye ajui hiyo kitu ili happen, huyu anasema mimi nilikuwa hapo, nilisign, nilifanya. I don't get it. Are they wanatupimia? Wanatupimia, Felix?
They are trying to play mind games to Kenyan people, because and that will never be okay.
Yes. Because Felix, how can you tell me we're in the same, for example, we're in the same studio na kuna cameras zimekuja and apparently mimi natoka nasema mimi sijaziona na wewe unasema si zilikuwa how you in the same place? How Felix, when are these games gonna end? Because I said ni games for real. These are games, yes?
Yeah. Mind games, totally. I'm telling you the truth, these are mind games. Zulfa, najua at some point I do question myself. Why do most of the leaders do repel something they are totally aware of that this is the fact, but they are trying to repel the fact because of defending their party? Why? Why, if you are truly a good leader, you cannot stand firm to the reality and the truth? Yes? Why? It is not good at all when you find yourself maybe trying to oppose something that you know that you are trying to oppose the reality.
And you know.
It doesn't make sense, my sister. It doesn't make sense at all.
Mtu anakataa tu ukweli, anajua ni ukweli kabisa. Anakataa, in fact unapata anakana like no. No, that is not, and they know. Na unaweza kusema mtu anaweza kucheka hapo. Like, what are you trying to do?
Si kwamba hawajui. Si kwamba hawajui. They really know. They really know. Unajua kitu yenye ni convince ni point ya Sifuna. Sifuna anasema UDA, they always say that they have done, but in the real sense they have not. They have not. And truly it will never be okay when you leaders, you are trying to defend what you really know that it is not correct.
It is not good.
It is not good.
It is not good.
Totally not good. Totally. Okay, what do you think will cost you if you stand for the truth? What will you think will cost you?
You know, the truth always says.
You know, yesterday.
Yes.
In the National Assembly, niliona Peter Salasia akidifa na anaitwa nani yule MP mwenye alikubali kwamba yeye ni mke wa Kasongo,
Kimani.
Lakini mbona hawakusema mke wa Ruto wakasema mke wa Kasongo? By the hiyo kitu bado mimi najiuliza disai. Do you think really Kenyans are fair to other people?
You know right now, see, Ruto and Kasongo people are the same person.
Lakini hilo jina ni mbaya.
Kasongo. Do you know, by the way, why did they call him that? Because when you listen to the Kasongo song and you interpret the Kasongo song,
the Kasongo song
is different.
The Kasongo song has got a different message. By the way, let me tell you the truth. The Kasongo song, it is talking about somebody who went somewhere and left behind the family. So the family is missing the person, and they and the family is suffering. So yesterday in Parliament, I saw Peter Salasia getting differing with Ichungwa. You know.
Yes.
Ichungwa went ahead and reported him to the Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, somebody here is trying to stream live these things. We are trying to talk here, and he is making funny comments. Now, imetoka kwa motion, imeenda vitu personal.
So Ntawa wana producer wanna listen to Sifuna's and Onyonga's speech, so that we may continue to really see these people come up, because nimezoea Sifuna naongea ukweli, nimezoea Senator Onyonga anafinya mali anafaa kufinywa. So let us see what they had to say. Sababu wenyewe we need to really, umesikia Tumate amesema, now the law can be interpreted for senators vizuri. And some of these people, Mr. Felix, are lawyers, yes? So they should really, they are very learned people, they should really know what they're talking about. Na wacha kushinda kupimia wa Kenya hapo. Like, you shouldn't go to that place and go kitu ambacho unakijua unakideny kwa nini? Why would you deny that?
With which reason? With which reason, my sister? I'm questioning. With which reason?
Ama they are, I don't know, Felix kama unajua ubaka wa Mogeni amekorektiwa na madam hapo akasema, I look up to you and you know this thing has been done. Then ako like, and I kuja tu and ignore, like, and behave like it's, that woman has not spoken. Sawa, mpaka huo Veronica Maina comes and anasema, I was there, it was whatever is she, then anasema wewe hujui kitu unabonga. Sijui za kuelezea aje.
as we wait for the Senator Onyonka video, I want also to my concern is all about what Peter Salasia was trying to do. You know, my sister, truly, Peter Salasia was told by the Speaker of the National Assembly that for anybody to grow in a street and street and what? In a street and something like and successful way, must consider the truth. How many times are we going to anyway? Have they tried to employ that truth in their governance?
Yeah. Have they
By the way, alijaribu ku, he tried to force him say the truth about what not Senator, MP Ichungwa was trying to claim on. The National Assembly Speaker alimwambia, please, you really need to speak the truth. Have you streamed? Young man, I want to mentor you as a young leader who is growing now. The truth is what will make you ever be a greater man in the future. Now my question is, what is his name?
Kimani?
No. The Speaker of the National Assembly. Wetangula. Wetangula is part of the government, right?
Yes.
Are they employing the truth in their governance?
Na wanataka kumenta watu. Like ile kitu ambayo you had Mr. Paul. Sawa? Paul in the Bible. He says, I don't know if it's Paul or who, but someone in the Bible says that they don't be like Kibango. Kibango ambacho kinakwambia Kitengela is 7 kilometers but they don't enter. They're just there. Sawa? So Mr. Wetangula is like, I want to mentor you, sawa, to be a good leader. But are you a good leader? Do you follow those mentorship qualities that you want to teach someone else? Hebu nikuulize kitu moja, Mr. Felix. Mtu ambaye akona alcoholism, ama mtu ambaye ni mwizi, si ndio? Alafu akuja kuambia wizi is not good, ama alcohol is not good. Will you listen to them?
How can I listen to that person, because the person is not employing what he is trying to tell me? Ama hao ni wale watu wenye wanakuambia like, do what I do but don't do, I do what I tell you but don't do what I'm doing. Is that the case?
I would listen though. Sawa? I would listen.
Mimi siwezi nikaamini sababu sijaona ukiemploy na umekuwa successful nayo. Please make me understand what has made you maybe achieve success in what you do. But don't advise me to do what you don't do.
I think.
What benefit are you trying to convince me with, because you have not benefited from? You have not benefited from what you are trying to convince me to do.
Nakwambia acha kulewa. Usilewe, ni mlevi mwenyewe. Kwambie Felix usilewe. Hautamsikiza?
I'm questioning you.
Yes.
Why can't the person advise me according to what made the person successful, but maybe advise me to avoid doing what he doesn't try to employ to do?
Because maybe he knows the side effects. Maybe he really understands that, and he doesn't want you to follow the same suit. Me, I would really listen. Mtu anaambia usilewe, achana nayo. Mimi naachana nayo. Because yeye anabonga from experience. Ninga mtu kuja kwambia say achana mambo ya ndoa. Sawa, Felix. Achana mambo ya ndoa so mazuri. You won't listen? And they are experienced, they know. they know this is not going to end well for you. Sawa? You won't listen to that person, Felix.
Ameoa kwanza.
Like the experience, the best teacher.
Ameoa na wacha tusikize.
Now you can feel how we feel. Madam Speaker, I would like to continue by saying that
Let Senator Onyonka be heard in silence. I have given directions, Senator. It will be taken after. Senator Cherarigei, it will be taken after. Senator Cherarigei, I've given directions. Proceed, Senator Onyonka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wanted to say that Mr. Cherarigei, as his, he fears what I might say.
I caution you to be ordered.
But you are a brave man. Like I saw today, you spoke brilliantly about Sakaja. Allow me to also say something about Sakaja.
Senator Onyonka, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Cherarigei, with all due respect, please allow me to proceed.
I cautioned you the first time. You are getting out of order.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wanted to thank everybody in this House who, for the last 1 year, has been in this House deliberating and discussing the critical issues. I'm happy that most of our members have come back to this House and they're well. Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, what I wanted to mention to my colleagues here, and in this case, I am not going to indulge myself on the legalese of this issue that has been discussed here, but I want to give a very small story. Madam Speaker, in 2007, when we ran for elections, if Kenyans can remember, the House was actually in a stalemate. President Kibaki had 100 members of parliament, and the ODM side had 100 members of parliament. During that time, the only outside vote, if I can use that in quotes, was my vote, which was under a party called PDP. We had actually signed a pre-election agreement with ODM, and that is the reason why my vote was accepted. How this will be interpreted as we move along, I don't want to engage it, but I can tell you, Madam Speaker, it feels so sweet to be in the majority side. Number two, it is true that our job is to oversight. And this year, I want to say, Madam Speaker, that I personally have learned a lot. I have visited different parts of Kenya, and I've seen a lot. I want to request this to my colleagues in this House, and especially the Speaker and his team and the leadership. Many Kenyans want this House to travel outside Nairobi. Many Kenyans, everywhere we've been. Yesterday we were in Migori, Madam Speaker. You should see the excitement of the public, to see the Hansard officers, the clerks, to see how we interrogate getting the reports of the Auditor General, Control of Budget. I mean, it's such a beautiful and wonderful experience on devolution that we were even engaged with members of the County Assembly of Migori. They were really averse and knowledgeable with the issues affecting their community. I really want to beg my colleagues that let us change the style. Madam Speaker, I hope I'll come and have a chat with you or the substantive speaker, that we can actually hold these hearings with you as the speaker sitting in this House, and yet we, when we travel out of here, we can be on Zoom and we can continue debating on the matters which have come public good or matters which are to do with whatever that we are discussing in this House, so that we can visit the areas we have not visited. I know we have gone to Isiolo, we've gone to Mandera, we've gone to Nakuru, we've gone to Kisumu. There was a time we went to Turkana, and when you visit these areas, you see what the public expectation is. Madam Speaker, I would also like to see that it was good to be in Naivasha, because we are beginning to discuss the issues that matter. And I would like to state it here, because many of our colleagues keep on hiding this thing behind their backs. Yes, you want to legalize CDF, but yes, you must legalize the oversight fund, for senators. Yes, you want to legalize the NGAF and Women Fund. Yes, you must legalize the Ward Fund, and you must give members of the County Assembly money for oversight. That is the way we are going to. And also, Madam Speaker, since the law says that the role of a member of parliament is to oversight, but you have given him the role of implementation, the Senate also must be given the role of implementation. The reason is, don't tell me that it's only me as a senator who can oversight the governor, but the member of parliament has nobody to oversight him, because he's now the implementing officer. The NGAF money is being utilized for implementation of projects. Because the reality, Madam Speaker, is this. Many people think that we need that money for whatever. No. We go to the village. We were all elected. For example, Madam Speaker, I'm elected with the governor of Kisii and the women rep of Kisii. The governor has money, which he's using to do projects in the county government. The women rep has money, which she's using at the county government. Why am I not having the money as a senator? We must interrogate these issues, and we must be honest, so that if we say get rid of CDF, give members of parliament money for oversighting projects which are done by the national government. If you want to keep the senators, give us oversight funds which will make us oversight the governors. Figure out how you are going to organize oversighting by the women rep, because it can either be done by the member of parliament or by the senator. These are the issues that many of us have been raising about why our system is broken. The reason why we say that our system is broken is that we have too many sections, and that's why Kenyans are actually very uncomfortable allowing more money to either be given to senators or even members of the MPs or members of the county assembly or women reps. Why? Kenyans do not want too many of our hands on this public money. Because we are irresponsible, we are unable to manage it, we are doing crazy things with it. If you see some of the money that is at the county governments, Madam Speaker, you'll be shocked. But even when it looks like it is nearly a matter that we can give up on, I want to encourage my colleagues in this House, let us make sure that we participate and make sure that our country becomes better. Let us persuade our governors that we are not, in our oversight, like I heard somebody say, oh, senators are trying so hard to become governor. Madam Speaker, like me, I wouldn't care to be a governor, by the way. Some of us don't care. Some of us just want to serve the public well, make sure that if anything, we at least leave some good name behind. And finally, I would like to say, I heard my brother Eddie talking about Gloria Oroba. I believe that matter, Brother Eddie, was sorted out, and don't make Madam Oroba become very upset and obtuse, because she's in this House legitimately, and I believe that she continue doing a good job. Madam Speaker, I'd like to say I support the motion, and I hope that my colleagues and brothers in this House, whatever that happens, whatever interpretation that happens, I would like to persuade all of us here, and this is my experience as a long-time serving member of parliament and indeed now in the Senate. At the end of all this, we are still brothers and sisters in this republic. We don't have any other country to go to. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Cherargei. Patience always pays. And you must learn to be patient when other senators are also submitting. Proceed.
Yes. Wamsikiza Bwana Onyonka.
Bwana Onyonka amepeana motion yake yenye inahusiana governor. By the way, I really like that guy.
Same.
He is that a good example of those people who are totally straight.
Who say keep it real.
Yes. Who doesn't fake.
Uh-huh.
Who knows what life wants. Yes. Zulfa. Unajua acha nikwambie, the real life siko utajiri.
Yes.
Real life siko umaskini. Real life ni watu wote, lakini sasa kuna watu hapa chini akina hawa watu, the ordinary people. Hao ndio wanajua life vile inakaa. Una get?
Yes.
So Senator Onyonka is that kind of a person who doesn't know how to make fake dramas. at some point I wish he could be appointed in the country to fight for human rights anyway. He'd always do, but kuna vile anafaa ekwe somewhere huko azingatie hiyo zaidi, because truly he always makes people understand that the nation the nation needs to be in a good condition whereby anybody who is trying to convey services should do it appropriately. And in fact, let me ask you, Senator Onyonka anatokanga county gani?
Kisii, I think.
Yeah, Kisii. So ninamjua hata kuliko vile ninajua mali anatoka. Wakati ulisikia hapo hivyo alikuwa anajaribu kuzungumza, truly hakuna mahali alinini alifanya exaggeration ama nini. So what can you say according to you
about Senator Onyonka?
Yes,
I think he's a trustworthy person, and I've been listening to him. I've been following whatever he says. In fact, the first moment I listened to him is when he said that he's ashamed to be part of UDA, and he also said that children are being taken away and they shouldn't be taken just because they are talking, sawa. And he also said that Mungiki has been reactivated, sawa. I don't know if you know anything about the Mungiki reactivation.
Unajua mimi kitambo nilikuwa ninasikia jina Mungiki. In fact, even our mothers could scare us using that word. You want to go to play at the roadside, utaenda kukutana na Mungiki. Ukisikia hivyo unaogopa. Aya. Ikifika saa 12 hivi, ikielekea saa 1 yako kagiza. Sawa? Bado unaendelea kucheza nje. Mama anakushtua kidogo na kuambia, unataka kucheza nje? Mungiki watakukuja. Yani that anyway. Make me understand about Mungiki. What is this Mungiki?
In fact, ukiangalia kwa messages zako, sawa? There's someone who sent you a whole thing about Mungiki. What is Mungiki? Who are the Mungiki people? And I remember you reading it. I don't know if it was Kim or it was who, but someone sent you that the entire encyclopedia about the Mungiki people, that they used to be a religious cult.
Oh, a religious cult. But I heard they could live and kill.
After some time, some of them became corrupted, and they started. You know, Mungiki, I want a leader. Like, what am I trying to say? They don't answer to anyone. I think they answer to money. Like, if you can afford to hire them, you could hire them. I tell you, there's this girl when we were in school. Her name was Mary, but she used to be called Mary. I think Mary is slang for Mary in the Kikuyu community. So Mary was that. Mary used to even akuja tu aone hii damo CV hii na aipende na anachukua na nakwambia budangu ni Mungiki, and you will give out that thing.
Si unaona sasa, si mimi peke yangu nilikuwa ninakuwa scared. You know, at some point you can be told that anytime you go alone somewhere, you will find Mungiki there and they will kill you. So we could be scared. So Senator Onyonka hapo hivyo kwa parliament amejaribu kuzungumzia hiyo story, si ndio? So go on.
Yes.
Go on.
Okay. So about he spoke about that. He spoke about that in Citizen. He said that Maina Njenga, of which Maina Njenga says yeye ameshaokoka, sawa? Na in fact kwake ni huku Tukite, Maina Njenga, where he has a home where I know here. I'm friends with his lawyers, sawa, and they told me that he had changed. I don't know that he's a good person now, but Senator Onyonga said that he's still the same person. And I remember wakati Gashagu ameanza kuongea that Maina Njenga person, paid some young people
Yes.
to speak and to squander Mr. Gashagwa, sawa.
Yes.
But about now, Senator Onyonga, of which I would love if you could even listen to Senator Sifuna speaking, sawa. But Onyonga ameongea vitu fulani ambavyo to me they resonate, sawa. Like ameongelea mpaka mambo ya CDF, but then where did CDF go?
CDF.
At
some point I heard it is working.
CDF.
Ama ifanyi kazi sana.
CDF sijui. I used to see this water point by CDF, this school by CDF. I don't know. I don't know where. I don't know if it's still there. But ameongelea hayo mambo. Sasa wewe on your own. What do you say about all this? What do you say about your speech, Mr. Onyonka?
I cannot make any funny comment over it, but at least let his point to be taken into consideration, right? Yes, because he is trying to say what I think is right, not only to him, but also to the people of Kenya. True, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So let us wait for the speech of Sifuna. Okay, so we apologize for that. We're waiting for the speech of Sifuna tumsikize, sababu bwana Sifuna amekuja amekuwa mtu fulani. And what we want are the truth speakers, and then after the truth speakers tumewapata watu fulani, people who are willing to speak up and do action. Okay.
Business is moving than Senator Crystal Asig. So I am hoping that with her in that committee, she will ensure that that which she has wished to see now happens under her guidance. Honorable Speaker, there is another issue that I need to raise as a leader in the House on the question of the speed with which we process bills here. It is also a question of dedication and quorum, presence of members on this floor. I remember at those meetings of the SBC, we have struggled, and the whips especially have felt the weight. Honorable Speaker, when you look at an order paper has almost 30 bills, and they keep recurring week after week. Honorable Speaker, we want to ask members that this last 2 years of the life of this Senate, people appear to process those bills, and especially the sponsors of the bills. Honorable Speaker, how many times have we had to drop bills because the sponsors were not in the House? So I also want to urge that whereas SBC can prioritize that business, we need the sponsors of the bills to be here, Honorable Speaker. Finally, Honorable Speaker, there's a matter that has been raised here, and I'm sure you've said you're going to give guidance, but also as members of the House and the leadership, we can also guide. Mr. Speaker, the Constitution is very elaborate. It's very elaborate. You will see it starts out by defining what Parliament is, then separating the roles of the Senate and the National Assembly. Honorable Speaker, it goes to be specific enough as to the roles of each of those houses, the matters that can be processed there, and the matters that cannot be processed there. On the question of which party is a majority party, there is absolutely no mention throughout the entire document of the Constitution of the Senate. In my view, it means that the leadership or the designation of a majority party is set in the National Assembly. And I will tell you why I think that, Honorable Speaker. Because it would be very absurd, Honorable Speaker, as SG of ODM, for my party to be the majority down there, and I'm in a minority here. Honorable Speaker, sometimes when you get communications from these coalitions, for instance, our membership of the PSC, there is only one person who writes those letters to you, and that is the Secretary General of Azimio. Honorable Speaker, would he write there in the National Assembly, he writes as a leader of a majority party, and here he writes as a leader of a minority party? These are some of the absurdities that I think would arise if we would not follow the designation. And by the way, Honorable Speaker, I want to be very clear that we in the majority coalition are going to ensure we enforce that court order, because we are believers in the rule of law. Once a court has pronounced itself, Senator Khalwale, you look for another seat. You don't insist on the one that you'll be told is not your seat. So therefore, Honorable Speaker, you cannot tell us, a member of the Senate cannot stand here and say, oh, the courts are out there and we are here. We exist in a constitutional order that the things that happen here have consequences outside, and that the process of checks and balances and oversight requires that other organs also look into the issues that are being done by this particular institution. So therefore, Honorable Speaker, we will not allow people to conflate issues. If Azimio is a majority party in the National Assembly, it follows that we are the majority in this House.
I
thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Mgatana. Just a minute, Senator Mgatana. Senator Mgatana, just a minute. You know, in the 8th, 9th Parliament, you used to stand and wave to get to catch the Speaker's eye. Now we went digital. You can just press intervention and I'll see. But what is your point of honor?
Okay. My dear. Ebu niambie wewe.
I really like the coordination between the Senate, and in fact it gives out some aspect that at least can make us maybe to have some hopes the way Senate are trying to apply their ability of leadership. Zulfa,
yes,
you have heard Sifuna say there is no way the National Assembly, the majority to be Azimio, sawa, alafu yeye hapa juu akwe the minority, unaona? So I don't think anajaribu kunini, anajaribu ku-exaggerate ama ku biased. He is also trying to go for the reality. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think they really need to figure out and maybe think of what they are supposed to do as the next action. As long as, but yeah, let me tell you this, Zulfa.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they may decide,
Mm-hmm.
as long as it's quite chaotic,
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally free.
Mm-hmm. Whatever they decide, wamalize kudecide saa hii tushike shughuli nyingine, si ndio? Wamalize kudecide tushike shughuli nyingine, because like haifai kuwa tunashindia who is majority and who is not majority. We should be dealing with other issues in life right now, and the fact that tuko kwa hiyo issue ya who is who and things are not being done according to the Kenyans, as how you had Mr. Nini speak, Miss Lillian say, we should be dealing with different things. We shouldn't be dealing with this issue. Tumalize shughuli saa hii tuende shughuli nyingine. But nimesikia leo pia wanakaa chini saa 8.
Yeah, saa 8 watakuwa wako kwa nini. Zulfa, sasa kuna vile nilikuwa nataka if possible at least ni kuonyesha kitu.
Yes.
But before ni kuonyeshe, I really need to remind you that yesterday also mbali na Senate, the National Assembly, kulikuwa na a lot of dramas. And at some point even some of the member of parliament could maybe ask the Speaker of the National Assembly to respect the ruling of the court. Kwa mfano, kuna huyu MP mwenye anaitwa nani? Huyu MP mwenye anaitwa Robert Mbui. Unamjua?
Robert Mbui.
Yes. Robert Mbui yesterday gave out his strong remarks over the emotions that they could maybe they had, in short. So alijaribu kuinsist na akasema if possible we really don't need to disrespect the court.
Yeah, we should be honorable.
Yes, we should be honorable. So let me play for you this video.
Yes.
Usikie vile aliambia speaker na uniambia aje, was he out of the point, and if yes, why? Okay.
Clerk, proceed to get the details on Honorable Salasia's phone and furnish with the Speaker immediately. Robert Mbui, proceed to contribute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, first I find this debate a little misplaced because I don't know whether as a House we are supposed to be discussing court rulings and, because I thought that generally what we do with court rulings is implement them. But we have spent the whole afternoon discussing this issue of the court ruling, whether the judges were right or they are wrong.
Robert Mbui, if you listen to the beginning, don't take us back. When Emilio Odhiambo, who is your leader, raised the issue, you are here. And the House was given direction by the Speaker. So I expect your contribution to tell the House which way you want us to go. But to go back and say for the last 3 hours we have been exercising in futility, you are taking a wrong trajectory. I know you are senior and a leader, I should have given you an opportunity at the beginning, but you also started off by very unorthodox conduct.
Mr. Speaker, I was only trying to claim my position as a deputy leader of the majority based on the ruling that we read of the court. But Mr. Speaker, you know, the issue of majority, which is what we are discussing, is not an issue, in my opinion, that's supposed to be decided either by the Speaker or even this House. This is a decision that is made by Kenyans when they cast their ballots at the end of the last, at the elections. And Mr. Speaker, even the issue of that you are supposed to make a ruling or you are supposed to say who is majority or minority, Mr. Speaker, really what you are supposed to do is convey the information that has come from the, from the register of political parties when they indicate how many members are in each coalition. So, Mr. Speaker, I think that what is happening in Kenya now, Mr. Speaker, and why I think we are having this problem is because Parliament and politics in Kenya has become very indecent. Mr. Speaker, it's important that when people are elected in a certain coalition, they spend their 5 years in that coalition. And Mr. Speaker, if anyone feels that they do not want to belong to that coalition, the law is also very clear that you can go and seek a fresh mandate. But you know what we have been doing here, Mr. Speaker, is that people are elected in one party in the middle of the term, they jump ship and go to another party. Our leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, was in a party and he was dissatisfied. He left, went for a by-election, was re-elected, was brought back to the house. This business of people just crossing, I think, Mr. Speaker, is the problem, and that is why we are here today. Otherwise, I want us to respect the court ruling. Majority is Azimio, and the minority can take up their position on the other side. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank
Anyway.
Umeweza kusikiza. Umemsikia. If you don't have to be part of the coalition, ufanya nini?
Drama.
And we're waiting for that
drama.
Ndakuwa naingoja hiyo drama nyingine. Actually, we are keeping up with the nini. Si Kardashians, sasa we are keeping up with our parliament and our senators and all those things.
I tell you, drama. Yes. Drama. You know, at some point I do respect some of the leaders. Sitaki utetee Azimio. Sitaki utetee Kenya Kwanza. But stand with the reality. Yes. Kenya Kwanza ilikuwa imetengenezwa na parties zenye more than one party. Azimio was also a coalition which was made by more than one party. Now, mbona mtake kudiscussia bado vitu zenye mnajua? That was the previous question that we asked sometimes back, and serious we are continuing questioning ourselves. Vile ulisikia huko kwa Senate, they were trying to have that question. Huko pia huyu MP anaitwa nani? Mwenye tumecheza sahi. Amesema like let those people go and occupy their position.
Yeah. Yes.
Wacha kuforce issues.
Wacha hizi shughuli nyingi.
Wacha kuforce issues. Wacha kuforce issues. So if possible, you don't need maybe to be reminded that your position is this and this. You have been in the wrong position for this long time. Please, can you march out? Yeah?
Mr. Felix. Pale muda kidogo natupiga kinini, sawa? So I would like you say something, I say something, we finish. And we prepare for the next show.
Unajua? mimi bado ni kama sijatosheka. I don't know whether you can give me time also to show you some of the funny things.
You could show us if you're showing us things.
I want to show you what happened to Peter Salasya yesterday.
Again. In fact, kuna advice.
Unajua acha nikwambie, it was drama, I tell you. It was drama. It was drama. It was drama. And in fact, I told you yesterday that what Peter is trying to employ in the house ni ile lifestyle ya vijana yenye iwezi kubalika in the sense of government.
We are going with the times, Felix. We are going with the times. In fact, I'm a fan of Nairobi gossip. Na alikuwa kwenye Nairobi gossip. Sawa? Akasema ya kwamba, in fact, let me go there. Hakuna haja usikize ujue Peter Salasya anaenda with the times. Okay? And this, I think he said this bado akiwa kwenye Senate. Sawa? So, in a moment. I read this one jana. Ambapo alikuwa anasema ya kwamba, actually I think it has disappeared. Alikuwa anasema ya kwamba if you know when you drink, sawa, that you can work and function and take care of your family, continue. But if you know the moment that you drink, you forget about yourself, you forget about everything, stop. Sawa? And he had a lot of lists of things that if you drink, you can't even bathe and all that, sawa? Stop. And then there's someone who went, because Kenyans are Kenyans, wakaenda pale chini wakasema, so Mheshu umesema, as long as tunaoga tukikunywa is okay, sawa? Unaona? So, yeah. So that is Peter Salasya. No maana unaona akiingia kwa National Assembly, ana stream. Sababu ana go with the time. Anajua ukitaka kupata. Na in fact it is true. Because there's this young person who said they prefer to go to Twitter and TikTok to know what is going on in Kenya than going to watch news. So I think he's keeping up with the times. And please show the people of Kenya what happened.
Yeah. As we before maybe we play the video, Zulfa, you really need to know that we need some sort of being official. You know, at some point, what he was trying to do is not something bad, okay? But the fact is, it cannot apply. Zulfa, if we can so free to do those things in government houses, my sister, be sure that the government will never be official. If that is the way you people think, maybe we need to employ or sasa hii life yetu ya sasa ndio tunafaa to apply everywhere. Let me tell you the truth, you will never have official even services in the country. Ebu imagine sasa ni president anakuja kuwahudhuria eti walamba tava sijui lala.
Tava is the language you are speaking. You speak to the people. Nitenda Kisii nianze kuongea Kimeru. Will I go to Kisii and start talking Kimeru? Will I go
questioning
to
you. I'm questioning you.
Does it?
What will be the reason? What will be the reason?
Sawa. That because move with the times. Who are you leading? Who are the people you leading? Even no. Bibles and Qurans. Oh no, Quran cannot be changed. But the thing is, Bibles have been changed to Gen Z Bibles.
Yes. Hiyo ni shetani ameanza kuwapiga vita.
So that is young people. Mungu alikuja kwa hao. So you need to speak to, when you do psychology, you're told something. When you go to someone, speak to them. They will really understand. Yes. I will love to look at you, Felix. Sorry. I love to look at you, Felix, and know how to really talk to you, how to address to you, and that's how you can listen to me. That's how I can communicate to your brain. So that is psychology 101. Nikija kwenu itabidi niwasalimie kwa Wakire. Sawa, nikienda kwa Ameri niwaambie Muga. Sawa, nikienda kwa Wataita niwaambie Mana. Nikienda hivyo, I need to relate with you people so that I may get to you. So when you relate to people, you really get into their brains.
I'm not against your point, but at some point I cannot agree with you. You know why? Ile huwa unaangalianga ile flag, Kenyan flag, sivyo? Unajua ile Kenyan flag, okay, I from my aspect wakati ninaiangalia huwa ninainterpret with a lot of impression ona. Kwanza kuemploy vitu kama hizo ni kuchafua flag. Let me tell you the truth. We will totally dirtify our flag. You know why? Let me just speak. Let me speak. Zulfa, it will never be okay eti president anakuja mbele. Sasa mimi mwenyewe by the way lugha ya Sheng truly unaweza niacha. And truly kitu ya kwanza inibambi. Na by the way ile design ina associate hiyo language, hiyo ni language yenye watu tunafaa kujibamba nayo. Lakini si eti tuifanyie kwa sasa hadi hapana. We have only two national official two languages, which official language and national.
Sheng is official now.
Official kwa ofisi ya nani?
It is official.
Hapana. Official hapo kwa mtaa.
It is official.
No, Zulfa, let us be straight.
There's even a Sheng radio.
Sheng radio aje?
Yes, that they do news in Sheng. I don't get that Sheng. And they do it. Mina sikara si understand what they are saying, but it is a Sheng. It is, in fact, mpaka kwa fasihi saizi unasoma Sheng.
Fasihi is just a field that can make you understand that some of the languages do come and they come and go, but they are not coming to stay. Nikuulize, unataka kuniambia umewaona Kiswahili kikiisha?
Sheng is here to stay.
Zulfa, naomba nisikize my sister. Yes. Truly, that will never be the point. Ukianza kusema like we really need, no, yes we are going with time, but kuna ile language tunafaa kutumia kujibamba huko nje. Na truly there is a language that we really need. Ati?
Unajua hawase wanaenda wakiisha kwa government, wanaenda wakiisha hao. Na umesikia kwamba Gachagua amesema that ana add Gen Zs kwa government, kwa whatever, kwa hiyo chama chake, si ndio? So many Gen Zs are going to occupy many seats in that government. Sawa? Many of them are going to occupy. Get with the times. Get with the times. And as you get with the times, Kim anasema ya kwamba UDA is dead.
Now, truly now, it is very weak because it is being overcome, and in fact nobody is maybe supporting it except you. Anyway. So I'm trying to say this, What? I'm trying to say this, this is the contest of what Peter Salasya tried to do yesterday. Okay. There are some of the youthful aspect that we cannot bring into the office, please. You have to accept with me. Anyway, let's go straight to the video and see what really happened.
Salasya, the member for Mumias,
yes,
is live streaming
the proceedings of
the House, recording himself from his seat at the back. Honorable Speaker, the House under the Parliamentary Service Commission has given us live coverage on national TV, and we cannot belittle the work of this House through such uncouth methods as live streaming, recording on your phone and live streaming what is going on in the House, and saying very unpalatable things on live media. Now, request that you ask him to even delete those things and apologize to the House.
Honorable Salasya, is that correct?
Speaker, you know, most of the time when I've been staying here for a very long time, without being given an opportunity to speak.
Honorable Salasya, is what is being alleged correct?
I don't know what he's talking about, because I don't run my social media platforms. So, Speaker, I've been carrying out my hand.
Honorable Salasya, the issue is, are you live streaming the proceedings and making unpalatable comments along the way?
Speaker, I don't know what Mheshimiwa Chunga is talking about. What I just wanted, I also have my own contribution.
Honorable Salasya, be honorable, my dear young man. If you are not honorable, it's very easy for Parliament to ask for the logs on your phone and see what you are doing. If you say it is true, then the Speaker will take some other remedial action. If you don't, it's a matter that can find your way to the Powers and Privileges Committee with unintended consequences. Why are you doing so?
Maybe, Speaker, maybe I'll have to confirm with what he's talking about.
Honorable Salasia, you know dishonesty is not a virtue.
Speaker, I don't know what he's saying. Maybe I go and confirm what he's talking about, but I had also just raised my hand so that I can speak what I feel that I should speak of.
Order, Honorable Salasia. I believe when you are in the chamber, you are listening and following proceedings. Take your seat. You are listening and following proceedings. And what we are discussing this afternoon is a very serious matter. The independence of this House is an issue. The leadership of this House is an issue. And every member who has spoken here, you've listened, your seniors, your peers, have been very focused. Even members who have sat for a long time, you complain that you've been raising your hand. There are many, Lotte here has been sitting here since. We have Ferdinand Wanyonyi here, Amze, has been sitting here since. The issue is, were you streaming the proceedings live and making comments along the way? Comments that your colleagues are saying are unpalatable. And that is the issue that has been raised by the member for Kikuyu.
Speaker,
you've even forgotten to switch off your phone. It's still streaming, I'm told.
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe Honorable Chunga can say maybe what I've said.
Honorable Salasia, what I'll do is I'll instruct the clerk to get the logs on your phone, and if I find that what is being alleged is correct, then I'll invite a member to file a complaint and refer to the Powers and Privileges Committee for appropriate action. You can also be named. Yes, Wamumbi? Yes, okay. Robert Mbui, I'll give you an opportunity to contribute. Clerk, proceed to get the details on Honorable Salasia's phone and furnish with the Speaker immediately. Robert Mbui, proceed to contribute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker.
Wewe kama Zulfu unaweza taka kusupport. Yes? Some inconveniences just like this ones that because of the protecting interest ya mtu mwenye kukwajaba aone kitu yenye inaendelea kwa parliament through TikTok.
Kukwajaba ako Kenya. No, you know, I don't know why tunataka kuweka kando. Are they in? I'm telling you actually on a sincere note. There's this young person who went on X and said that they love TikTok and they love X and they love Instagram because you can understand what is going on in Kenya through a meme. Okay? So I think these leaders, if they want to touch these young people, as they are saying, they're gonna have to go to the platforms where, let me ask you, Yesu venye alikujaga huko, sawa? Aliendaga wapi? Kwa watu, alienda klabu, alikuwa anashinda na prostitutes. Why? Because those are the people. You want to talk to Gen Zs, go where they are. That's why we saw Gachagua go on TikTok. Gachagua is nani? Mtu ambaye tunamheshimu. Sawa? Pale kuna comments za Kim ambazo naomba tu usome.
UDA is dead. Zulfa. Tukiangazia na hayo pia tuko na some of the fans who are contributing live. And if possible, we wanna see some of the comments. The first comment inasema UDA is dead. Yulikuwa ushasoma. Kimani of law. Kimani of law what?
Libido.
Kimani of law libido.
Why man?
Why? Kimani.
Why would you do that? Why would you say that?
Kimani of low libido. What can we say? Kimani of low libido.
Oh, seriously? Unashindia hivyo?
Kimani of low libido. I really need for you maybe I really need you maybe to make other viewers to understand what libido mean.
Hey, seriously?
It's okay. Alafu sasa kuna hiyo story ya Raila Odinga na AU. One of our fans anasema Raila alibeba watu 100 wa kumshikilia asianguke vibaya akisikia kiti imeenda Djibouti, lakini pia anaweza win akufe juu ya furaha. He has never won anything. Kitu ashai win ni kukatia Ida Odinga. Like seriously.
A win is a win.
Like seriously. But
man,
hey man.
Man, wewe.
Man.
Sijui umeamka na Said Gani man.
Man.
Why would you say
I wanna read one of the comments here akiwa line nimekumiss. Haujakuwa fair mostly to me. I don't know mali nilichoma ama there's something you came to realize. Yes?
Wewe unajua kitu ulidu. Acha kufanya tu ujui mali ulichoma. Unajua mali ulichoma.
Nilichoma wapi?
You know and she knows.
Please correct me.
That's why she called you bro.
Correct me. We are possible.
Sio mali ulichoma. Nitakwambia tukiwa nyuma ya tent.
I want you to correct me live so that even fans could know what is going on anyway. Anyway, ulifika ukanipotelea sana. Ulifika ukanipotelea sana. Wewe Shaz, nazungumzia Shaz. So you want to say that nilichoma?
Yeah.
Like seriously, so I diminished my dignity before you guys.
Tulisema kuna hii kitu ilisema sawa. Ukiniambia I'm losing respect for you, hiyo ni yako sawa. The thing is I won't say what the thing is, but you know what the thing is. So read the comment ya Shaz.
Wacha kwanza si so mimi nataka unifanye nijue niliitwa bro, nakumbuka. Yes, so
Felix.
Yes.
Soma comments. Sikusuki. Sawa.
No, you know, we really need to correct each other. That's why we are trying to take some of the references. Oh, thank you so much, my sister. I really appreciate it. See, look at me. Look direct at me. Thank you. You know, the main reason we do take our time maybe even to make follow-ups when it comes to these political aspects is all about that we want at least to enlighten ourselves and also copy some aspects from leaders. If possible, we can also oversee what we are supposed to avoid anyway. Na kujirekebisha na kujifanya tukwe anyway hivyo. So wewe mwenye nasoma comment yako hapa, truly sijui niseme vipi Zulfa, but the fact is umego silent sana. One of my fans mwenye nimeaddressa hii anasema Zakayo anakataliwa na watu wake wote. So it really not easy, and it is not going to be easy if this is the way things maybe will be from now and henceforth. Anasema ametumiss but huwa anatufuatilia daily. Thank you so much my good person. Mimi sasa siwezi nikakuita Zulfa ndiye amesubiri nikuite hivyo, lakini sasa amepata like I'm diverging my tongue. Naonanga okay. Naonanga mkisema ni mnapoteanga hapa, but upoteangi hivyo sana.
I know.
Yeah. So Zulfa, I was trying to say that the way Salasia was trying to handle things in Parliament, it will never be the same way. Even the officials in Parliament will maybe focus on. But hiyo point yako yenye ulisema, naomba sasa nikuweke wazi mami, at least uelewe vizuri, sawa? It is not bad, okay, to go with time. You understand? But truly, there are some of the aspects, youthful aspects, that we really need to avoid, mostly when it comes to official gatherings.
Nani alikuwa mblina? Nani alisema kwamba amekubalia kuvaa rinda? Who said that? I want you to say, who said nimekubalia, mmenivalisha rinda, nimekubali, basi mimi ni mke wa nani? Who said what? Who said that, Felix?
Yeye ndiye alisema.
Nani?
Na watu ndio walianza kusema.
Sema jina babu, sema jina. Nani?
Mwenye alisema nini?
Sema jina yake.
Mwenye alisema nini?
Mwenye alisema nimekubali, mmenivalisha rinda, nimelikubali na livaa sasa.
Ichungu.
Nani alisema ya kwamba that mmenivisha pete, nimekuwa bibi yake, basi nimekubalia kuwa bibi yake? Who said that?
Ichungu.
Mr. Ichungwa.
Yes.
Umeambiwa ni Kimani of what? Because he's Kimani Ichungwa. Kimani of what?
Of low libido.
Kimani of reporting people. How old is Kimani, by the way? Let us go with
but at the same time, at the same time, he has got rights to raise up what he feels is not okay. Let us go with
the times allow us, and let me, kuna kitu nilisema jana, nitarudia tena. Flacco alisemaga ya kwamba wakati wa maandamano wa last, you know Flacco, yes? Flacco said that Mali imeshafika, we love to go with the times, and Mali tafika upate, these people will be passing those bills on TikTok, they will be passing those bills on X. Tunaingia hapo, tuna vote president on TikTok. Okay, that might not go because, but maybe kunaweza kuwa digital ways of voting. Sawa? So let us go with the times. Let us go with the times. Maybe I don't want Salasia kujikomentisha mambo ya kiajabu ajabu. No. Sawa? Lakini kustream ara stream nayo. Na inafika place tutakuwa tuna stream, because of us have said, the young people of right now, they don't want to go to watch KBC, they don't want to go to watch at Citizen, but they could watch it on TikTok live. They could watch it, watch it on X, they could watch it on Instagram, but they won't go to KBC to do that. So I think Salasia ako too fine.
I don't think, by the way, now that you are forcing me to not agree with you completely, I want you to remember that the program was live in YouTube. YouTube is a platform just like TikTok. If somebody wants to watch that...
ABC was live on YouTube.
But we were live on YouTube.
No, KBC was live on TikTok.
On TikTok? I don't know.
Yesterday. You know the good thing with internet, it doesn't forget, yes? So I'm going to go there and see if KBC...
But if somebody wants maybe to watch something live, we have got two platforms.
No. Felix, KBC ndio national TV.
Hapana, mbali na KBC, we have got also other
which is
media.
The national television? Which is the national television?
Despite being the national television, it doesn't mean that now all the responsibilities they are supposed to we have got individuals. No, see kustoria kutetea, we have got individuals who also can do that to supply those information to other people.
This journalist wa KBC, sawa? She's an Indian, I guess Kenyan now, sawa? And they want. They were not. Let me go and see if they want.
Kimiki mwame complain kwa hiyo message though.
Message gani?
Hiyo comment ya mwisho. But bro, it's okay.
Amesema naonaga mkisema nimepotea hapa.
Yes.
Huwa nashangaa sana. Nyinyi uniulizeni. But you say hi. Isipokuwa jana mimi niliweka grudge. Jana nilieka grudge kabisa. Like how does he come and he says Felix, how are you? And he's like uko peke yako studio. That one nilieka grudge.
What if behind the curtain maybe alikuwa kutumia message ya kukusalimia ukamuignore, so akaona ni afadhali labda asafishe rada. So don't take it personal,
no,
my
it's
sister.
Very personal, Felix.
Why?
So
you know, you don't take everything to be personal. Unajua
let me ask you something. Sawa?
Yes, yes.
So ingekuwa ni wewe venye alikuja akasema Zulfa ni aje? Ungekuwa like fiti sana.
Labda mimi ndiye alikuwa amemiss sana, so don't worry.
Sawa.
Lakini okay. Zulfa to agree.
Yes.
Nani Salasia
agree.
Kidogo basi niongee.
Okay.
Nasema Salasia hakufanya kitu mbaya chenye maybe kinge mcost, unaona? He was trying to be free. You understand? But what he was trying to do was not bad. Chenye sasa kilileta shida zaidi ni comments zenye angefanya online zenye hata tujajua. Comments ndio issue. Sasa unajua kustream chenye kinaendelea na simu yako, sijui unini, it never meant that sasa I'm saying this is Zulfa.
Yes.
Kwanza kustream na simu yako, it will never be the issue because si camera ziko hapa zimeweka public na simu inafanya the same thing. Only like the quality which will be conveyed by the cameras will never be the same with the phone. Una get? So kitu yenye mimi ninadhani kimeleta shida hapo ni comments.
The unpalatable comments that he was making, sawa?
Yes. And truly tusiagree na vitu zenye Zulfa now tuko sure enough like hizi vitu na hapana. You understand? Another thing, hiyo story ya kusema like everything should be maybe be done publicly in every social platforms. Zulfa anybody anafaa, anafaa anaweza pata hizi vitu online everywhere. Kwa Facebook na YouTube. Kwa hapo kwa TikTok and sijui what and whatever, it is another business. Somebody kama anataka kuwatch kitu yenye nende live, si ananunua bundles za 3 hours. Almost sijui ni GB ngapi for 50 shillings kwa mfano, na amefuatilia program yote. Tuache hizi visigizio zenye maybe we people tuna follow na hivi as make nini. So Salasia was trying to do the right thing, yes, but with wrong comments and at the wrong place. If possible, we can also accept that the nani mwenye alienda kumreport, yes, of course. Chenye kilikuwa angalia chenye kilikuwa kinajaribu kumfanya maybe asikie vibaya. Chenye kilikuwa kinamsukuma maybe asikie vibaya na ashindwe kujicontrol is all about the comments maybe that guy could make. Na maybe alitamkwa hapo. Na kumbuka aje yeye ndiye alikuwa anaenda kulusi hicho kiti cha kukua sijui ni majority leader. So we really need to appreciate and learn to accept that we have different personalities and really we need to accept the way our friends are. Yes. Only that tusijaribu ku support whatever they are trying to do ka negative.
Lakini mimi for real Kimani ananikalia yule mtu ambaye mkiwa darasani alikuwa anakuja anasema wale teacher wale kwa pale nyuma wanafanya sijui nini. Teacher like, mbona anakaa mbea hivyo? Hiyo ni umbea hiyo. Why ungeachana tunayo iendelee because sasa unless inakuuma tu sababu kuna kitu ambacho kinasemwa ambacho kinakuhusu wewe na hautaki tujue. But nimeweza kupenda venye Salasia is embracing social media. I mean, as I said yesterday, before he went to parliament, alikuwa anafanya groom pale, akatuonesha anavaa nguo gani, venye the whole process of kuvaa, akampaka tai yake, akaivalia, akavaa na suti, akituambia anaenda parliament. So those are
umesema at you don't like the way nani si Sudi. Ichungwa alaka ana behave kama yule class prefect mwenye anakaa ombea sivyo?
Yeah.
Ama mwanafunzi ulisema class prefect?
No, but just a student or monitor or prefect or whatever
Just a
they are.
student.
Yeah.
Yes? Zulfa. You will never feel the pain of what you hear until the same things hits you.
What thing hits me?
Uwezi jua chenye kilimuuma. Zulfa, I want you to imagine that you are going to lose that position of yours. Okay? And at the same time, you are in the moment of negotiating about the same. Alafu when Felix anaanza kuandikia akina akiwalai mimi napenda huyo mtu anyway.
Mseme tu.
Valentine's, I don't know kama nitatangaza wazi nini anyway, lakini nishaitwa bro. Nishaitwa bro. So I'm trying to say this upate anafanya mchezo hivi akitext hata marafiki akiwaambia nimeona kamzungu fulani kenye kanajifanyanga kamzungu na makeup kamekaa mahali. Sasa hiyo ni comment, yani si eti ninakuingilia. I'm trying to give now the kind of comment that can drive you crazy to an extent you can even report me to the management.
I won't report you to the management.
Wait,
I shall deal with you personally.
No, I want you to take this issue personally. I want you to understand it the way I'm trying to explain it to you. Okay, this is my point. Unaona ninaandikia rafiki yangu fulani hapa message ninamwambia na ni kwa comment atio angalia kama mtu Kenya huwa kanajaribu kufake kanajipaka makeup alafu na miwani yenye inakaa transparent alafu anapenda kukurusha manywele kwa kichwa zenye zinakaa kama makamba sijui nini na kanaenda na kanaenda ku lose position. Do you think hiyo kitu iweze do you think that issue cannot
No.
Do you think that issue cannot maybe hit you right on your
Let
toes?
me tell you the only thing I should say to get to you. The only thing I should say, Felix. Sawa? Nafaa kuangalia kamera gani? Niambie ndo niseme. Okay.
Yes,
sawa.
that one.
The only thing I should say mpaka uamke ndo kaambia management ni kusema tu na imagine ni Mkisii. Only that Felix. Nikisema tu hivyo unaenda kuambia management wewe. Sawa? Mimi nakuingilia tu hivyo. Vile unaweza kusema umeshaanza kusema vitu personal eti na kamba kwa kichwa. Seriously.
Zulfa, si kwa natarajia hivyo. I'm trying to say this. Suppose you want
like man to man. Stop going to your father and reporting that umepigwa. Is your father your defender? Go to deal with that man.
But remember that could bring some of unajua inaweza leta a different issue.
Felix.
Yes.
There are some things you go to deal with them. If it is a personal thing, you go deal it.
That was not much personal, but he used that. Okay, let me tell you this. Let me tell you. If Ichungwa could go and face Salasia live and face to face, live and face to face, be sure with me they could not come to agreement. Uliona vile Salasia alikuwa anajaribu kumjibu nini speaker. Sasa Ichungwa ndiye angemsikiza ya Ichungwa kweli.
But you know you should, but then ukipatikana watu zingine you deny kabisa. You don't accept Felix. I think you know that. Sindio? Alisema kwamba si ana manage account zake. Enyewe hasa utupima. But yeye ndo ako live. I don't get that one. But the thing
lakini
is,
sasa unajua acha nikuambie. I'm repeating myself. Na Ichungwa if Ichungwa could make a decision of going to face Salasia live, be sure with me they were not going to be in good terms, and there was no good conclusion that could come from maybe those two people. Yes, you can imagine the way Salasia answered the speaker. Kai, unajua speaker ndio amesimamia hiyo nini yote hiyo assembly. But he could answer him. I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, you know I'm not aware of what this guy is talking about. What if yeye ndiye alienda ku face live and anakuwa sikiza nikwambie. In fact hata ilikuwa so safe Ichungwa kwenda ku report at some point. because he was going to face something that he was not going to, that is something that he was not going to deserve. Na iwezi kuwa rahisi. Iwezi kuwa rahisi.
Ichungwa mwenyewe alijipasha.
Alijipasha?
Juzi.
Alijipasha?
Yeah. Mwenyewe alifanya hivyo. So whatever comes now, like akubali tu. Sababu alijipasha, alisema ya kwamba akiwaongelesha watu huko wa Kiambu, akasema ya kwamba ashakubali kuwa bibi. That is the ultimate mpasha ambaye alijipea.
So what can you say over that?
About what? About Ichungwa's marriage to Ruto? What can I say? What can I say? Na ujua kona courage. No, let me say that. So he said it himself. He said that if he is married to Ruto, then he accepts that he's married to Ruto. Sawa, to Kasongo, in fact, that is what he said. Sawa, and atasema kama Veronica amesema, you could question me anyway, and I'll say you said that, and I love evidence of you said that. Akasema kwamba amekubali kuvaa rinda, wacha alivae rinda. Sawa. Yes, I don't have much to comment, but I would ask that you say your name, I say my name, so that we may get out of the studio.
Thank you so much, guys. This is Felix. Andrew, and I really appreciate you guys for joining us. And let's meet to the next show. May you have a nice time. Tukutane kwa the next show. Thank you.
And I'm your host, House of Zulfa. Asanteni sana. Na mtu kama Kim, if you're there, you just say hi. And other people, just say hi. We know that you're there. Unasema ni mimi Kimani nikisikizia sijui from where, unaona, the way they do on those radios. And we thank you people. We thank you people. Peter has been communicating with me. He tells me that kuna mahali ambaye ameshikana kidogo, but he is with us. Okay, Felix, amekusalimia. Gypsy pia amesema that kuna ako Jazzy iko maju. Felix. Jazzy iko wapi? Is it New Jersey ama Jazzy? Ama people who live there just call it that way?
You know, yeah, at some point. I don't know.
Yeah, ako huko, sawa? And he says, and they say hi, okay?
Hi too, we accept,
So, tupatane kwenye show ya katikati ambayo itaanza saa 6:30. Asanteni.